Chat over coffee. Got to turn my computer on, get everybody here, and then we'll chit chat about yesterday's pomegranate mead that I made, and I showed you how to make. The recipe is free in the description, so if you haven't seen the video, go back and watch it. I do that every single Saturday. So stay tuned. Let's wait for some people to get here. I have lots of meads, if you're watching this replay, lots of meads in the pipeline this coming week. You're the first to know because my agendas don't come out yet. Norse batch. This coming week is a Norse batch. But you have to wait and see. Not telling anybody, not giving any secrets. Not doing it. First sip of coffee is the best. I can't wait till everybody gets here so we can chit chat. Not about the coffee, about the mead. We can talk about coffee if you want. I always forget to reverse my camera here. So you can read stuff. Now everything makes sense. Alright, let's do it. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. If you don't know what I do, I make mead every single week. Every single Saturday I make a brand new 1 gallon batch of mead. Every single recipe is brand new to me. It's an experiment. I don't replicate recipes. And I don't miss Saturdays. Yesterday was my pomegranate mead, inspired by the movie series Indiana Jones. I had a lot of fun making it. So if you missed it, take a look. It just came out yesterday. All of my videos on the TikTok side are color-coded yellow. So if you go to my page, they're the only ones with the yellow titles. Or if you jump into the YouTube side, I have playlists there as well. Everything is more organized there. It's more organized. YouTube has better features. I like TikTok. That's where my family is. The TikTok mead community. But YouTube has better features. So I love you both equally for different reasons. I am broadcasting on both right now. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Mead is the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world, independently discovered by many different countries and cultures. The oldest evidence was just uncovered this year in May 1st. The article came out from some archaeologists discovering some ancient, when I say ancient evidence of mead in the southern Africa region, over 20,000 years old. Before that, we have evidence in China, about 10,000 years old. There's evidence in ancient Central America, and of course, Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded it, made it super famous, did it better than everybody else. That last part's subjective. Everything else I said is true. But what that means is, regardless of who you are or where you're from, your ancestors drank mead. And that's awesome. That's something we have in common. And if we need anything, especially here in the United States, it's more things in common. So stay tuned. We have that in common. Somewhere down your lineage, your ancestors drank mead. And I think that's awesome. And I make a brand new batch of it every single Saturday. I never replicate recipes. Every single one is brand new. Yesterday, I showed you exactly how to make a pomegranate mead. It's fantastic. It was inspired by the movie series Indiana Jones. I had a lot of fun making it. Please go back and watch it. Like it, comment, tell me what you think on it. Video just came out yesterday. And I do that every single Saturday. I don't miss Saturdays. This is batch 140 right here. 141 is coming out this coming Saturday, and it is based on a Norse god. I don't give away the batches. I'll give you hints throughout the week, but you have to wait till Saturday to see the batches. It is based on a Norse goddess, or god. I may have given a little hint there if you're writing that down, but stay tuned. There are going to be some amazing meads in the pipeline. After that, I'm wrapping up my 13 Colony series the week after that. And then a pop culture series, and then my Thanksgiving batch. So those are the next few batches coming your way every single Saturday. Pretzels. Mead. Mead for the masses. I make a ton of it. Like I said, 1 gallon a week. If you don't know what mead is, it is the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world. Like I said, it's made in a very similar fashion as wine, except we use honey for the fermentation process instead of grapes or other fruits. But every combination exists in between, as you see many different flavors in front of you. Yesterday, this is probably actually considered a wine if you were to test it. This is 3 pounds honey and about 3 pounds of pomegranate. I'm sorry, this is 1 gallon pomegranate juice and about 3 pounds of honey. And that's it. I showed you exactly how to ferment it, what equipment you need to start your journey into this ancient and amazing hobby and community. All you gotta do is buy your own equipment and follow along. The recipes are always free. They're in the descriptions of the video. So if you go back, the exact recipe I used is in the pomegranate video description. Isn't that fun? We do that every single Saturday. So come back, like I said, this coming Saturday, and I will show you my batch inspired by a Norse god or goddess. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the gifts. Anything that helps me take a little tiny dent out of what this amazing expense. But I am very passionate about mead. I'm very passionate about our connection, our ancestors' connection. And I'm very passionate about sharing what I love. Pomegranate's fantastic. So I actually mentioned in the video, if I were to do this, I would alter it a little bit because this is incredibly sweet. I think a lot of people like it that way. I prefer more of dry meads. Or at least semi-sweet. This is on the sweeter side. So if you like sweet, this came out fantastic. I would substitute about half gallon water with this one next time before the fermentation process, and I think it would come out perfect. But you gotta try it. I'm not doing that. I don't replicate recipes. And I don't miss Saturdays. Every single one is brand new. I don't have it in front of me, but last week, before last Saturday, I made a candy corn mead for Halloween. That was a lot of fun. Another good one that's incredibly easy to do. All my batches are incredibly easy to do. All you have to do is follow along. Blackberry, raspberry, and elderberry. Yes, I haven't had that combination of all of them. I made an elderberry mead a couple months ago. It is tied for #1 for my favorite, which is blueberry. Very cliche and simplistic for some stuff I do, but I absolutely love it. Elderberries are a little bit harder to get here in the United States. I do know some people that grow them naturally now. Can't really buy them anywhere, but you can get them dehydrated, and they're incredibly easy to rehydrate, so don't let that part intimidate you. That's what I did, and if you can find that batch here, that's exactly how I did it. So go back and watch that video as well. Comment on all of them, especially if you're on the YouTube side, or join, follow on both. That would really help me out. YouTube goes for watch hours, so it depends on how long people watch things. All of my mead videos are shoved in less than 10 minutes. A vast majority of them are less than 7 minutes. So I show you from beginning to end, including bottling and tasting the mead, in a 7-minute time period. So if you're ever on the toilet early morning, watch one of my mead videos. I would be honored. Some of them, I may not have pants on either. Just saying. But if you're on the TikTok side, all you gotta do is keep comment, liking. You can follow me and subscribe on my TikTok side. It costs you a couple bucks a month, but you get a really high chance of getting your own flavor mead that way. Because my Wednesday videos, I go live just like this right here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I make batches based off of the TikTok subscribers' choices. And then I ship those away. Yesterday was my pop culture batch. I'm shipping that away to my good buddy Rogue. Hopefully he'll make a review video out of it. It'll be a lot of fun. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery. I'm enjoying some amazing black coffee this morning, and I need it. Tired. I slept really well. I have high energy. This is my first cup. It's got to get better after this. If you think I'm passionate now, it's got to get passionate-er in a few minutes. Once this coffee settles, and we're going. Welcome. Yeah, the pomegranate mead, incredibly easy to make. One of the easiest batches you can make. And it's absolutely fantastic. Sweet. It's sweet. And like I said, it was based off of... Oh, hello, Homebrew City. If you don't follow Homebrew City, he knows more about anything fermentation than anybody else on the planet. I would put him up against anybody, and an awesome dude as well. What did you say? Are you making fun of me? Old guys, me. I'm offended. And it's true. It is also true. I base this one... Good morning, Scott. Good to see you. Just in time, you're saving me from Homebrew City's insults that are also true. I base this one off, inspired by the movie series Indiana Jones. Pomegranates are very fluent in that area of the world where Last Crusade was filmed. I even added, it's on this side, the Carpenter's cup right there that I premiered in the video. I added it to my background because it's awesome. And the paint job isn't perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it was like 20 bucks on Amazon. You can't go wrong. And it's heavy. It's got some weight to it. Yeah, if you jump into my link tree, there is a Discord that is handled and maintained by my good buddy Scott here. He's a master mead maker and also an awesome guy. He created a Discord for you to go share your ideas, your questions, in a safe place where you're not going to get hounded by people that think they know more than you. It's people willing to share what they do know and ask questions that they don't. There's also an equipment list there that takes you links to all the stuff that he and I use. There is a recipe area. There is a commercial mead channel where you can go. Any awesome meadery that we have heard about, Scott has added to it. So you can go click on, explore the website from meaderies all across the country and get meads shipped straight to your house. So take a look at that. Support some local meaderies. It's awesome. And Scott, like I said, an amazing guy on top of it. He and I went to the Michigan Renaissance Festival I guess it was a little while ago, several weeks ago now, and plan to go to the Maryland Renaissance Festival this coming summer. So if you are interested, or if you're close, or you want to make an awesome vacation out of it, we are going to go and have a mead fest and go explore the amazing Renaissance Festival here in Maryland, and then find somewhere where we can share lots of meads and just, drink and have some giggles. So stay tuned. We're going to plan that out in great detail. I imagine it'll be sometime in September next year. But 2 months ago, yeah, that's crazy. Time is flying by. Flying by. Yeah, I mean, I think it's all good. I think it's all good, but thank you. If you come out there, like, I took a lot of bottles. I had like, I don't know, 60-ish mead batches that I took with me. And I think we'll have about that. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. About that when we get back to Maryland next year. Good morning, Rogue. Rogue, I was just talking about your amazing pomegranate mead. Rogue will be getting a bottle of that in the mail, hopefully tomorrow. Be patient with me, because I'm a nutcase. But it will be this week for sure. And like I said, this I don't want to knock anything over. Look at this cool thing. If you love Indiana Jones, like I said, the paint job isn't good. Quality-wise, though, it's heavy. It's awesome. I drank out of it. I like it. I like it. And it makes me feel... It fits the Viking theme a little bit, because it feels like, I stole that, and then I put it on my, little display here. It makes me feel a little inner, Norse. Yeah, it's cool. You are a big fan if you already have one of those. Hello, if you're just jumping in, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. We're just chit-chatting about mead and other related things. Yesterday I made this pomegranate mead, and yeah, it's fantastic. Sweet. It's really sweet. If you like sweet, you're going to love it. If you don't like sweet, I think I have a remedy. Half a gallon of pomegranate, half a gallon water, I think would do a better job next time. And I do that every single Saturday. Now that there's a few of you guys here that actually, care about the agenda. I don't put my agendas out till Monday. I always give a little hint on Sundays, though, if I go live. And, yeah, we're going back to the Norse series of meads this coming Saturday. Batch 141 is based off a Norse god or goddess. And I'm incredibly excited about it. I can't wait to show you. So I'm in the phase now where I'm learning lots of stuff, getting ready for it. And it should be a lot of fun. Got a couple videos to record, polish up, edit, and we'll be all ready for this week. And then the week after that, I'm going to wrap up my 13 Colonies series with Rhode Island. I'm going to make a mead based off of Rhode Island the week after next. And then another pop culture batch right after that. This should be awesome. And then we're in the Thanksgiving. I'm going to show you my Thanksgiving mead right after that. One mead every single Saturday. I don't miss Saturdays, and I don't replicate recipes. Every single one is brand new. Hello. Bingo. But it'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Um, Make sure to like, comment, follow, share on all the videos you see, especially on the YouTube side. I buy it from Desert Creek honey in Texas. I buy it in bulk there. It has gotten drastically more expensive, as you probably know, in the last, I would say, year and a half than it used to be. With everything else, I guess. So I'm not going to complain too much. But I buy 60 pounds at a time, 5-gallon jugs, buckets, and they have their own website, and they also sell it on Amazon. And if you pay attention, I always check right before I need it. One of them is always a little bit cheaper than the other one. It is just wildflower honey, though, which, you know, I don't mind, but I know a lot of the guys that are really like great experts and like experimenting with different honey sources tend to, like, you know, stray away from wildflower. But it is my goal here, one of my few, to make mead in the most simplistic fashion I can, to get as many people put their foot in the door of this amazing hobby and community as possible, and then the sky's the limit. I skip a lot of steps that you'll see a lot of actual awesome mead makers do. I don't check for alcohol content. I don't use my hydrometer. But if you want to know, like, gravities of everything, I can usually answer your questions. If not, I know an army of awesome guys that do. I don't back sweeten at all. That's another controversial thing that people kind of dig at me for. I don't like adding another step into trying to make it simplistic. So everything I do is in the primary. I do back sweeten some of my own stuff behind the scenes, I promise. I'm not a complete, like, nut job. But I don't do it on here because I want to show, like, the awesome variety you can make with just very simplistic skills. And then you can grow them after that. Always, everybody's going to want to check the gravities, which means tell their alcohol content. If you're really just starting this hobby and you want to talk about it with your friends, you're going to want to hand them a bottle on your first weekend of sharing and say, this is XYZ alcohol content. You're going to want to do that. You're also going to probably want to back sweeten stuff to really hit your palate or your friends' group's palates. But I like doing this. Every single batch is an experiment to me. I do take some notes. Like, if I hit a batch that I really love, I'll take some notes on it and what I think I could do better or how I could back sweeten it if I do replicate it behind the scenes for me. But everything I do here on social media is brand new every single week. I do not replicate recipes. Like I said, last week's was candy corn mead. Awesome, really easy to do, and surprising. It actually surprisingly came out. I know a lot of people. I don't know very many that like candy corn by choice. Some people hate it. They're very vocal about it. Some people, oh, it's okay, I'll eat it around. I haven't found anybody that loves it. I don't see anybody going out of the way to buy candy corn. Maybe you know somebody. I don't think you do. But I made a candy corn mead out of it that came out fantastic. I think what candy corn's missing is alcohol. You add that to it, you're good. You're good. It's better. I made it better. I made Halloween better. And I showed you how to make your Halloween better as well. And then yesterday's pomegranate mead, based off or inspired by the Indiana Jones series of movies. And if you haven't seen those, you're probably too young to drink. I said it. I said it. Welcome to the Old God's Metering, where I get sidetracked and talk about random stuff all the time. I can't wait. Yeah, I already mentioned the next several batches after that. We flip-flop a little bit after that, and then we're going to do a run of holiday meads. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go into Yule, I'm going to do Christmas, and then I'm going to do New Year's back to back to back for those 3 weeks. And I'm very excited about it. What's up, Dennis? Hello. If you don't follow Dennis, he's on his road to 1,000 so he can go live. So give him a follow. Awesome, amazing mead maker. just started, and he's already outpacing me and a lot of other mead makers, really making some awesome stuff. Give Dennis a follow. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery. And go back. I'm not just here to be your friend. I'm also here to beg for you to watch my videos. So please, friend first, but please, since we're friends now, go back and watch, especially the Saturday videos. All of them are color-coded yellow on TikTok, on YouTube. They're just in my video series. I do have playlists in both platforms, so you can go and kind of choose what you want to do. Right now, the 13 colonies means I've got one more to add next week, so like 2 weeks from yesterday. And then I'm going to drop that playlist off. It's just going to get consumed by the meads, you know, the others. And then we're going to run with Norse gods and goddesses, pop culture, and holiday meads. And we're going to rotate those three until I adapt it some more in the future. If you have some amazing ideas of what you want to see in a mead series, you could let me know. I'm open for ideas. All those batches, or all those series, actually came from suggestions anyway. So I am dropping the 13 colonies meads. I had some fun doing it, especially like Maryland, because I'm here and I'm a little passionate about it. It just didn't kick off the way I was hoping it would, and I really didn't have a lot of fun doing it. So I couldn't translate my passion authentically, so I decided to drop it off. So I got, I don't know, I think 8 out of the 13, something like that. So if you live in some of the 13 colonies, you might find a mead for your state in there. I did not do a Hanukkah mead. Now you made me feel bad. Now you made me feel bad. I'll do it next year. Remind me next year. We will call, yeah, I can't even fake it. Remind me next year. I was going to say, maybe we could just take one of the other holidays and, you know, it could be like a Christmas / Hanukkah, but it can't. It's not going to make sense that way. Sorry. I don't know, but you can definitely expect it next year. I'm not sure when Hanukkah falls this year. I know sometimes it's a little bit earlier or later. It's usually earlier than Christmas, I think. So I probably could have done it. That probably would have been the smart thing to do. Thanks, Rogue. But expect it next year. If Rogue reminds me. Am I looking at the comments? Yes. I don't read a lot of the YouTube ones because obvious reasons. And I said hello. I said hello, bingo. Next time I'll be more prominent, though, so we don't have any misunderstandings, because I love you. And I want you to make mead, if you don't already. Squirm. Thank you. You did it. Okay, so it is after. Yeah, I mean, it's still too late. I can't do it. I would have been able to do it. I would have obviously had to substitute New Year's for that. And the New Year's won't make sense. It's too late. It's too late. But next year. Next year I'll plan it out better. I actually am... so I have stuff... I don't have stuff started. Like, I'm not that good. But I have stuff relatively planned out until... July right now. So I'll get there. I am wonderful. How are you? I haven't said it in a few minutes, so if you're new here, welcome to the Old Gods Meadery, where I make mead. It's the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world, independently discovered by many different countries and cultures. The oldest evidence is from Africa over 20,000 years ago. There's also evidence in ancient China about 10,000 years ago, ancient Central America, and of course Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded it, made it super famous, and then did it better than everybody else. But what that means is, regardless of who you are or where you're from, your ancestors drank mead. And that's something we have in common. I like it. I like it. I think your ancestor that drank mead, the last one in your lineage, is probably the coolest person in your family so far. You have an opportunity to obviously become more awesome than your ancestors. And I hope you're on that journey. I hope everybody's on that journey. Become more awesome than your ancestors. And a good way to do that, drink mead. It's a small step, but I think it's a step. Even more importantly, make it and share it with your friends. I'm glad you caught me live as well. I'm glad I caught you. Yeah, too young doesn't count. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. You're the coolest person so far. Both of you guys, huh? Coolest people ever. All of those, like, hardworking, several generations before, people that, like, sacrificed their entire lives to the age of 30 so their children could have better lives. And then the people before that, like, journeyed the earth in horrible and nightmarish, like, conditions to hopefully, give a better life to their next generations. Not as cool as you guys. Yeah, it does. It's one of the two. One of the two. But that's okay. That's okay. If you're the coolest person so far, which you may be, they're looking down on you and they're proud. And that's all you can ask for. What else do you need in your life? Yeah. I mean, even then, she'll probably surpass you anyway. Because that's what good dads do. They make sure their kids do it better. But yeah, give her some competition. I'm all for that. Make it as hard for her as possible to be awesome. That's what I'm going to try to do. Good morning. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery. Mead is made in an almost identical fashion as wine, except we use honey for the fermentation process instead of grapes or other fruits. But every combination, as you see the several in front of you, in between exists, and I like to experiment with those. Batch 140 came out yesterday. It's my pomegranate mead. I showed you exactly how I make it, and it's incredibly easy to do. I don't replicate recipes. Every single one is an experiment to me, and every single Saturday is brand new. I don't miss Saturdays. Batch 141 is based off a Norse god or goddess, and that will be out this coming Saturday, 6 days from now. Stay tuned. I'm really excited about it. Just not cooler yet. They might not ever be cooler. That's not part of the deal. Better, yes. Cooler, probably won't. They probably listen to dumb music. I know the story because I live it. Probably listen to dumb music. They wear stupid clothes. Can I make a pineapple flavored mead? Absolutely, I can. I have done several variations of that. And I have one coming to you in the future. It's not that bright, like near future. January-ish. January-ish. I don't like to give hints, so I keep that stuff quiet. Why haven't you started yet? If you have everything, today is your day. It's Sunday. It is the day you're supposed to start mead making. Go out, get a few pounds of honey, and get started. Today's your day. The flavor of which one? I mean, I make lots of them that are very heavy. All right, great music tastes. Mine don't. Pineapple? I don't know yet. It's not done. The ones I've made before, though, I'm trying to recall. Let me see if I have like a quick one on my list. I don't think I do because I think it's in the legacy stuff. But um, if I remember correctly, it was yeah, I don't. It's an older batch before batch 80 because that's all my list goes to right now. um, I would say pineapple was. I want to say I used canned pineapple if I remember, like chunks. You could also buy frozen pineapple. I've seen it in the grocery store now. I would suggest using that, and you should be able to get a really great flavor out of that. I typically use the same yeast every time. I have switched back and forth between two main ones. I started with EC1118 because I prefer dry meads. Excuse me. That is a champagne style yeast and it produces high alcohol content and a little bit lower flavor because it eats more sugars. But I threw a party, one of my first parties, and most people like semi sweet stuff or sweet stuff. So I switched over to D47. And that produces more of a semi-sweet. It's less predictable though. It's a little bit harder to work with, I think, when you're on a time scale like I am. If you're just starting, D47 is probably the one you want to start with. It's harder to mess up, but it ferments at different paces. As EC1118, it doesn't really care what flavor you're making. It's gonna go to town. So I am switching back over in the future for you. I've already done it in the background. Back to EC1118. So stay tuned. Yeah, I mean it's very easy to like if it goes nuts and it's almost rapid, right? It's a really fast yeast, which is another big pro that I love when you're on a time scale. If you can make mead faster, it's better for you. Um, but it's if you rack it too fast, it's still gonna ferment. Like it wants to work until the alcohol content is where it wants to be. Always keep airlocks on everything, and I think everybody that makes mead typically does that. I've seen other people, use more crude stuff or more traditional stuff. I've seen people use balloons, but keep airlocks on it just in case, because that one will go nuts. Very easy to do. Um, I mean, you got to experiment until you find one you like, but I don't recall anything going wrong with pineapple. And like I said, I'll tell you again in a couple months. I can tell you right now, just off of bubbling and such, we're okay. We're okay. Welcome to the old God's Meadery. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Now my computer's going to take forever. There we go. We're good. Relax. There we go. Up and going. Now, I don't recall any problems with it. The only fruit, to be honest with you, I also, like, if Homebrew City was still here, he would be an excellent person to ask that question. He knows, like, down to molecules, what helps and what doesn't help. And then how to counteract it. There is nobody better when it comes to knowledge of that stuff. Um, but, like, property-wise, like, those questions are usually above me. But I don't recall having any problems with pineapple at all. The pineapple was stronger than everything else, yeah. I can see that. I think pineapple juice is like it's like tart, right? Like it's really strong. Highly interested and started? You're in the right place, Richard. I make mead every single week, every single Saturday, a brand new batch of mead. Yesterday was my pomegranate mead, inspired by the movie series Indiana Jones. I love it. It's great. It's sweet. It's a little sweet. Go back and watch the video. It came out yesterday. My favorite tip that I like to give about starting out mead making, you have to have one of two things. You have to have it. You can't argue with this. You have to have one of two things. Patience. You have to have patience. Mead takes a while. Stuff should ferment for a few weeks, and then it needs to clarify for a few months. Or, if you don't have any patience like me, you need lots of carboys. Carboys are the secondary vessel that I use. It's a 1 gallon glass carboy. Fermenting takes a few weeks, like I said. I do it in fermenting buckets. That's the easiest and best way to do it, in my opinion. But once you transfer it over, that bucket is empty and you can start another batch. Since it has to sit in a few months in that carboy, the more carboys you have, the more mead you can make and the faster you can make it. So have lots of carboys or patience. That's it. That's my favorite tip. Yeah, I don't use a hydrometer. I have it. I can show you if you watch my couple buddies that are here. Scott and Dennis both use it. The premise is you fill this up with your mead before you put yeast in it. You drop this very delicate little glass hydrometer inside of it. You spin it around. You wait forever to make sure there's no bubbles on it. Then you record that little number that you can barely see. You got to put your glasses on. And then you do that again after the fermentation process. If you're going to do it properly, you're going to do it twice after the fermentation process to make sure that that second number hasn't changed. And then you put those all in an equation, and then you get your approximate alcohol content. Doesn't that sound like fun? It's for the birds. Just drink it and have fun. If you drink a bottle of mead and you feel good afterwards, it's got alcohol in it. That's how I test my alcohol content. In all seriousness, I did use it quite a bit, especially when I was first starting out, until I got a good range, because I didn't switch yeast, and I used the same base recipe for every experiment I do. The only thing changing were the additives I was putting in, like the fruits or spices or whatever. Hey, thank you. I got a really tight range of where the alcohol content, so I stopped taking it for that reason. That was cool. Thank you, Dennis. But it's not a process I enjoy doing. I know a vast majority of mead makers and other brewers, home brewers, use the hydrometer, obviously. I do use it sometimes, especially if I'm switching up yeast or I'm making something for a friend, because I like to put the alcohol content on the label if I'm going to do that. But I don't use it for my everyday Saturday stuff, ever. Drives me nuts. I think it's tedious. I think it's labor intensive, and I don't think I care what the alcohol content is. I like to, if you watch my videos, the tail end of it is me trying the mead on camera, and hey, my gosh, thank you, Scott, you're the best. My reactions are true. I don't script, that last portion of the video. I have not tried it until you see it on that video. And I will tell you, like, burns a little bit like the pomegranate one did. I know it's a little bit higher alcohol content. I also know just from experience, because there was so much sugar in there, the yeast definitely had it could get to capacity. Because yeast will keep reproducing and keep eating sugars until one or two things happens. One, it runs out of sugars. And that's not usually likely, unless you're putting in like minimal amounts of stuff, or you're making more of a traditional mead where you're only using honey. Or secondly, every yeast has a different alcohol content, or alcohol tolerance, I'm sorry. And once the yeast hits the alcohol content, it literally can no longer reproduce. So it stops fermentation until something changes. So if you like back sweeten and stuff, that's why it's really important to put a airlock on your secondary, because the yeast will take back off if it gets the opportunity to. So I would say that there's a big opinion based on that. I keep what I call all of my secondary in a cool, dark place. It's literally in a corner right over here. It's in the corner. I did black. I have one window in this room, and I did black it out for that purpose. I record all of my videos right here, though. All the natural, all the lights in here are on the means a lot, but it very typically is dark in this area. I wouldn't want anything like sunlight to get to it. Hello, Tall Trey. Good to see you, sir. You're up early today. I would say, yeah, don't put it in sunlight. But like if it gets some sunlight, like if you have a window or you open a door and it gets a little bit of sunlight and you shut the door, it's not gonna hurt anything. Yeah, there's definitely some yeast out there that are very sensitive to that stuff, but I agree. I've also heard that it's more beer related. Beer also, you make beer a lot faster, so. New schedule's wonky. Well, if you enjoy it, I'm glad to hear that. If you don't enjoy it, I'm glad you're here anyway. A spicy taco meat. Please make videos of this stuff. I'm also waiting for another awesome mead maker I know to make an awesome video about another thing that's really awesome. I think you would like it. By witches. I mean, that might be like chemically considered a mead if it was the fermented honey. Scott still hasn't made a video of the pizza mead. Still hasn't done it. Mix fruit in. Oh my gosh. That's like the kitchen sink mead. Yep, still hasn't done it. We're all waiting. I'm not patient anymore. I'm impatiently waiting. Impatiently. We're gonna harass him until he does it. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery, where I make mead every single Saturday. Come out with a brand new batch of mead. Don't save it. We want a review video of it. There'll be more batches to try next year. Don't worry. I've got some goofy stuff in the pipeline. No, I'm not doing another pizza meat. I do know somebody that is, though. I don't think I have anything as goofy as the pizza meat in the pipeline, but I do have some goofy stuff. Don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. I got a couple things that I'm eyeing right now on my list here. Dorito mead. Ooh, should have wrote that down. So does mine, and I've tasted it before. Yeah, the Old Bay mead was equally as horrible. Oh, equally as horrible. I got a couple bottles of that. I'll bring that for sure, so Scott can try that. But yeah, the Old Bay mead. Definitely, I've never been so close to vomiting on camera. I'm not licensed to sell. I am from Kansas City, though. I'm glad that you're here. But I do the next best thing. I show you exactly how to make it. All my recipes are free in the description, so all you have to do is follow along, buy your own equipment and ingredients, and you can do this yourself. Hopefully one day, this social media is a stepping stone to opening up a commercial meadery. We'll see. Oof. Yeah, there was something funky growing in that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, 7:45. I got a lot of videos to record today. Not a lot. I got a couple like shorts to record today. And then, yeah, get ready for this coming week's MEAD. It is based off of Norse God and Goddess. I'll put an actual agenda out tomorrow, Monday. So stay tuned. And I'll tell you where we're heading for the rest of the week. Today, just going to put out some awesome recap videos from last week. And to remind you, if you haven't watched the Pomegranate Mead, please go back and watch that. Like it, comment, follow it, share it, you know. Put it on repeat. When you get in the shower, just put my YouTube channel on and let it run for however long you're in the shower. Preferably 5 hours. See you, Tall Trey. Stay in touch. It was good seeing you. I mean, I appreciate it. The amazing community that I was seeking out has welcomed me in on the TikTok side. So now I'm putting a little bit more effort into trying to grow the YouTube side. And they have different standards, obviously, different media in general. But we gotta watch hours. That's what they look for. Watch hours. The top tier goal is 4,000 watch hours. All of my videos are like 7 minutes ish if you average them out. So I need 8.5 people to watch every video 4,000 times, and then we're done. Good morning. As far as I understand, I haven't looked in a couple weeks, but as far as I understand, TikTok is still in limbo. If it's purchased by a U.S. based company, it will continue to exist. However, I don't think that's legal from their side for somebody else to buy it. There was some like laws in between that were just conflicting from one country to the next. I would also say probably largely depends on next week's election and the priorities of that. So who knows? Who knows? I'm not preparing for it to go away, but if it does, I want to make sure YouTube's super established. So. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, Clapper is, it's not nearly as big, obviously, but it I think has the potential to take its place if it goes away. We'll see. I did download it. It's a little more adult-oriented right now, but I think that's because nobody has a reason to leave TikTok. So I think if that reason exists, Clapper would probably be the #1 choice that takes over its spot. Raisin Bran and milk. Kahlua. I mean, it sounds fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds weird. Sounds fantastic. I only enjoy the breakfast drinks twice a year. One on Easter morning and one on Christmas morning. Unless, you know, if I'm like on a vacation or something, especially if I'm like out on a guy trip or something, we'll have mimosas in the morning. But for the most part, just twice a year. Everything else is saved for the evening. Good morning. If you're just jumping in, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. I make mead every single week. Every single Saturday, brand new batch. Yeah, YouTube, what's up, Mr. Miami? Long time. Shoot me a text later. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Mead is the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world, made in a very similar fashion as wine, except I use honey for the fermentation process instead of grapes or other fruits. You have a mead question. Hopefully, we can answer it. Well, hopefully I can answer it. I guarantee a couple of these other guys can if I can't. We are ready. In the meantime, yeah, as I was saying, just turn my YouTube channel on and let it run. Plug your phone in so it doesn't die. Just let it run. Let it run. Get those watch hours in for me. Some older honey, hasn't gone bad, but it's crystallized. Warm it up. So if it's in a jar, the best way to do it is get like a pot of hot water and just put the jar inside of it sealed. As the jar warms up, the honey will re-liquefy. So honey actually never goes bad, like literally ever. It is immortal. But it does crystallize over time. But all you have to do is heat it up and it will go back in. I actually had two scenarios. One, I did a ancient honey. I made, somebody sent me some honey from 1994. I made some mead out of that. But I buy big buckets. And when you get down to like the very bottom, especially in the winter time, or the sides, it'll start crystallizing and thickening up. I literally took my whole 5-gallon bucket and put it next to like a floor heater. It'll re-liquefied within like a few hours. Just heat it up. And you should be fine. If it's fermenting already, I don't think that's likely, unless something else was added into it, water or something else. There are some honeys out there, well, every honey, and there's natural yeast and sometimes in the air. But it usually needs an introduction of some kind of liquid, like water. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. If you're just jumping in, I got another few minutes to spend with you. And then stay tuned. I'll put my video out shortly to kind of recap last week. Pomegranate Mead came out yesterday. Go back and watch that. It's awesome. And then I got a few more little videos to make this morning for later this week. And then we're going to get ready for my Norse god or goddess mead coming out this coming Saturday. If you haven't seen my Norse series, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm learning a tremendous amount about the Norse and Vikings people. The Viking Age in general. But so far, I started that with my Freya mead. I've also did a Boulder mead. I did a Sif mead. I did a Freyr mead. And yeah, next in line, I'll tell you this. Well, I'll tell you tomorrow who it is. But everything I do is in the primary. So I always put stuff in primary. But yeah, if you're trying to make something like really high flavored or high sweetness, secondary would probably be your shot. Or both. You can do both. And then, like I said, YouTube. I'm not going to stop mentioning it. YouTube. Watch. Put me, you know, run it through. Watch all my videos. I need some watch hours on the YouTube side. That'd be really helpful. Watch, you know, all the batches. All the batches. Just put it on the playlist. Let it go. I will say, if you're trying to look for some of my older stuff, it's incredibly cringy. Before I got comfortable and kind of found my niche, it's ever evolving. But before I really found where I am now, it's a little cringy. Same concept though. I still show you how to make a batch of meat in those videos. Good morning. Good morning. Keen Sailor. Good to see you. You're at the tail end of it though. We're wrapping stuff up. But I will be live this Wednesday. Nothing should get in my way. We're going to be... Oh, I just hit an hour. I will be bottling and tasting that lemon tea mead this coming Wednesday. Live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on a little bit before having a cocktail with you. So stay tuned. And the week after that, I'll be starting another batch. So don't tell anybody yet. I'll put a video up for TikTok subscribers specifically to choose that batch and argue it out. And then we'll make one. So not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. Who are we getting at 10K? What are we doing? I might have missed some. Oh yeah, it's it's the same same handle. It's the Old Gods Meadery at YouTube. And thank you. The YouTube, honestly, when I first started the TikTok, I started a YouTube a little bit after that, and literally just to archive stuff. At the time, TikTok was very different than it is now. I was limited to, I think, 3-minute videos as you're starting to grow. So I was literally like kind of archiving stuff there, so it still existed, and I didn't have to save it. And then as TikTok kind of expanded, YouTube got, pushed to the wayside a little bit. Because now I can put full mead videos up, obviously. So I've still been archiving it every single week over there, but I've been spending a little bit more time making some unique stuff for YouTube and kind of growing that community simultaneously. So yeah, if you're on the YouTube side, or if you're on the TikTok side, watch the YouTube as well. 3 different meads. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of videos. I can't wait. If you want me to see a video, guys, please. I have Dennis on notifications, and I don't get the notifications all the time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Shoot me a direct message, because I will prioritize it. And anything mead related, I'll repost it. I love it. I love seeing it. I love the whole community seeing it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's a lot of fun. I always have more fun than I think I'm going to. Pomegranate Mead. Go watch it if you didn't already. If you did, watch it again. If you haven't watched it on both platforms, go watch it on the other platform. It'd be really helpful. What else? YouTube. Really trying to grow my YouTube and concentrate on that. Well, thank you. A punching teddy bear. Love it. You guys are awesome. So yeah, really trying to grow watch hours there. They're a little hard to detail. Like TikTok, you can really analyze analytics, and you can on YouTube too. But the watch hours themselves are like 3 days delayed, so like you don't really know what works until after. Happy weekend. Thank you. But yeah, really trying to get the YouTube watch hours up. And they track it over a 365 rolling day period. So it is increasing naturally just because my growth has increased naturally. But greetings from the UK. Good to see you. But yeah, thank you. Back to work, I'm sorry. But hey, I'm glad you stopped by. I will be back Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on a little bit before. Don't worry, we're going to have a lot of fun bottling some lemon tea mead. And then, yeah, this coming every Saturday, brand new batch of mead. This coming Saturday is based off of Norse god or goddess. I'll tell you a little bit about it tomorrow, but you have to wait till Saturday to see what the flavor is. So, I'll see you guys all real soon. Thank you so much for letting me be here. It is my absolute honor to share what I love. with a group of people that really make it better than me. But I'm honored to share it with you. So I will see you Wednesday. Skull. Thank you guys.